Hey there, little shotty. Before I get started, I just want to say that this is not an anti-AI video. I'm on Twitter and Blue Sky, so I've seen both sides of this discussion, and I'm not going to try and convince you of it being like good or bad, but what I am going to talk about is how I've seen AI change my friends and fellow game developers. Let's start with one of my more experienced friends, Melvin. Obviously, Melvin is not his real name because no loving parent would name their child Melvin, but I'd like to protect my friend's identity. When I first met this person, I saw an inspired and enthusiastic little guy. He wanted to prove himself and show that he was willing to put in the work. It seemed like every single day he was learning something new, and I found his presence to be one of warmth and enthusiasm. This little shawty was dripping with ambition, and I wanted to be just like him. Eventually, he released his game, which obviously I'm not going to show you because then you would know who I'm talking about, but it didn't sell super well. It did fine, but he didn't get back what he put into it, and rarely if ever do indie developers ever make a profit, so while this was the expected outcome, it definitely wasn't the best one. This was the first time that I saw some dissonance between his reality and the world around him. He continued to push updates for this now mostly dead video game. It was his baby. It's hard to walk away from something that he put so much into. No matter what he did, Melvin wouldn't be able to change this outcome. I've had the same experience more than once, and every time it happened, I just moved on to the next project and told myself that the last one was a learning experience. To quote my friend Christoph, who's quoting Nakey Jakey, who is quoting his friend, Elo may be lost, but experience is gained. Although in this context, you have to replace Elo with money, so the consequences are, a bit more extreme. He did everything right. He put love and passion into a project. Despite the lack of financial success, he continued to love and support the game. He took it all in stride and did his best to work around his weak spots. This is just how it goes, and learning how to succeed requires you to learn how to fail. Shout out to my Dark Cloud videos. We all start somewhere. Hey, you did really good staying with me up until this point, and I just want to recognize that. Shout out to this guy or girl or gender non-conformer. Anyways, Melvin eventually moved on to his next project, and for a while, from a distance, it seemed like he had evolved overnight. His game was juicy. I'm talking Jamba Juice, Razzmatazz, smoothie kind of juicy.
The smoothie's alright. We put them both together, put the burger in a blender. Good stuff comes out just right.
It's a card game, kind of like Slay the Spire or something like that. I don't know. I don't really play roguelike card games, but it looked great. Also, side note, I went to Jamba Juice recently and got a mango smoothie with tahini in it, and I regretted it. Smoothies shouldn't be spicy, just looking out for you. Oh, you're a white girl. Oh, you can't handle the spice. I have Takis for breakfast, okay? I can handle the spice. It was just a weird mix, okay? I don't know why were they offering tahini in my smoothie? I couldn't help myself. I love spice.
Keeping it natural, keeping it natural.
I cannot help myself. About a year into development, I noticed that something was off about it. His video game, not my mango smoothie. Something was off about Melvin too. I noticed that all the art in his game was a little odd. What I saw was inconsistencies. AI can make beautiful art, but it's not an artist with a through line and vision to deliver on. It's a model trained to generate images based on text prompts. It was clear as day that these were AI generated images put through some sort of Photoshop pipeline. He said he was working on it, and ideally he'd be able to replace it all with real art soon. He just had to secure funding from a publisher. A few months passed, and it turns out that the publisher that he pitched to turned him down because of the AI he was relying on. They just didn't want to be associated with it, and obviously I can't say which publisher, but it would have been a really big deal if they picked him up. They decided to go with a different roguelike card game, one with art done by humans. This is bad news bears, and I thought he might reconsider his usage of AI at this point. It cost him a publisher deal and his reputation amongst fellow developers. There's still an even greater cost that he may not even realize that he paid. He had started using AI to expand on and give information about GDC talks that he was interested in. On the surface, it seems harmless and maybe even like a good idea. So what's the problem? Just a few years ago, Melvin and I were close friends, and he would ask me about my thoughts on a particular talk he saw. This sharing and discussing of ideas with friends is so important because we actually play video games. Some of us even make them. The AI is collecting information that seems to be related to a topic you want to research and writes it out to you. ChatGPT has never made a video game or considered how investing in a particular genre might affect its finances. Even worse than all that is that you lose connections with friends. Melvin and I have grown apart. I don't see Melvin on Discord nearly as much, and it's not because he got a job, it's not because he moved out from his parents' house. I think he just doesn't value the discussion, or maybe others don't respect him like they used to. I titled this video, How AI is Ruining Indie Games, because Melvin isn't the only one. I spend a lot of time in public game development discords, and I've seen a notable shift in the people that start game dev. Let me tell you about 3D Toddler Guy. A new user joins the Discord voice chat and shows us his Unreal Engine game. On the screen, I see a terribly modeled 3D toddler with certain body features that make me feel extremely uncomfortable. No normal person would model a toddler like this, and so I asked the question, "Did you AI generate this model?" He replied, "Yeah, I'm an indie developer. I don't have time to learn Blender and all these complicated tools, and why would I spend the time on that when I can generate fairly decent 3D models for free?" This is the problem. This is the entire point of my video. We're losing that drive to learn. It's not just about growing anymore, it's about succeeding. It's about being productive. The standards for low-budget indie games has never been higher, and even the best of us fail. YouTube sensations are rarely ever low-budget indie games. Repo, Peak, Lethal Company, Content Warning, all these games came from people with a publisher behind them or other successes already under their belt. Melvin failed the first time because he would never be able to compete with a team of 5 well-funded developers. Melvin might fail this time too because he's trying to reach standards that aren't achievable for him. Sure, the AI art might give the illusion of higher standards, but the inconsistencies stand out and the marketplace has nothing but vitriol for AI in games. What makes me even more sad is that Melvin plays piano and even wrote some of his own music for his first game. I've heard the new game's music and I knew immediately it was AI. I asked him just to be sure and he confirmed it. Just like the art, the music wasn't cohesive, and worse than that, it felt generic. Nobody with insight and passion for this game would have produced that music. I know this all sounds like I'm anti-AI, but I think AI has tons of really strong use cases. This isn't about AI is going to steal all of our jobs or take away our agency. This is about my experience and the people I've seen change because of it. The last part of this AI issue that I want to address is the concern for negative user reviews and/or losing sales. Well, based on what we've seen so far, it seems like people hate it. Call of Duty got review bombed for using AI to generate some splash art. It probably won't be a whole lot better for Melvin. I thought that since I'm doing a whole video on my friend that I might as well check out his Steam page. Nowadays, Steam requires developers to disclose if they're using AI and describe how they're using AI for their video game. Melvin lied on his AI disclosure. He claimed that some of the assets were AI generated and then edited by hand. He didn't mention the music, and he played down how much of the game art was done with AI, and I get it. Gamers hate AI. They hate the DLSS AI upscaling. They hate the Call of Duty AI splash art. They hate the CEOs pushing for AI to be more involved in the Marvel movies. Which is crazy because, I wouldn't say the Marvel movies are, like that deep, right? This discussion ends with, is it still art if a human didn't make it? Do you care if a meaningful story experience was created by an AI? Do you value human creativity, or is the illusion of it enough for you? I've considered this topic for a long time, and every time I write these YouTube scripts, I wonder to myself if anyone would even notice if I did decide to use AI. If you make or play indie games, why do you do it? Well, thanks for watching, Shoddy, and I'll see you next time.